Hello, and welcome to another episode of Glorious Life on Wheels. I hope you can hear me okay. I'm in my van and the air is on because it's so hot. So you've got a little background noise with the engine and the air conditioning, but oh my goodness. If it's not one thing, it's another. You can be totally minding your own business, not doing anything, and people will come for you. And that's what happened to me. But you know what? Come on, and I'll tell you all about it. First, before I tell you what happened and how I decided to handle it, I want to say that, being on YouTube as a content creator is not for the faint of heart. Now, I often encourage people to start YouTube channels. In fact, almost everyone I interview, I try to persuade them to start a YouTube channel, especially if they need some additional income. It's a way that's not really difficult, as people might think, that you can easily make at least a few $100s a month. And for some people, especially someone struggling living on only Social Security income, that can be a significant addition to their bottom line. But again, it is not for the faint of heart. And I think from now on, when I encourage people to start YouTube channels, I'm going to make sure I tell them about some of these pitfalls. But anyhow, let me tell you what happened to me. First of all, I want to make it clear. This is not a commentary on any channel. I'm not taking issue with any channel. In fact, I'm defending a channel. I was watching YouTube the other day, and I had it on while I was doing some work, and something popped up about Serene and Simple and Caravan Carolyn. And since it came in my feed, I thought, oh, well, I know Linda. I mean, we're not like close, but I do know her. And I have some idea of the kind of character she has. So I thought, you know what? Let me see what's happening with her and Caravan Carolyn. I thought maybe they were doing a project together or something. But the title was Serene and Simple Says It's Not Her, or something like that. So it piqued my curiosity. So I tuned in, and apparently what has happened is someone with the handle for Serene and Simple's name, which is Linda, and her last name, was going on and verbally attacking Caravan Carolyn, and they got into a back and forth, a tit for tat, and kind of a thing. But some of the things that they said to her were really, really mean. They were talking about, that she doesn't have MS and some other things that were really mean. And here's the thing. It was totally out of character with anything that I know about Linda. And I truly do not believe that she made those comments. And I particularly don't believe that she got into a thing going back and forth, increasingly nasty. That's just not the person that I know. And I'm not always a perfect judge of character, but this kind of conduct is so out of character for the person I know. I don't believe it was her. I believe it was someone who started another channel and used her picture. But anyhow, as I'm going through, all of a sudden, I see this comment that this person who I think was impersonating Linda, they bring me into the mix. I was actually only kind of half paying attention to what was happening on the video until I happened to glance up and I saw my name. And this person said, I talked to Carol, Glorious Life on Wheels today. And then they said, I was sick of Caravan Carolyn's complaining too. I had to do a double take because at first I thought, you see something, you think you're not seeing what you think you're seeing. So I played it back and I was like, what the H-E-double-L? Oh my goodness. First of all, I haven't talked to Linda in over a year. The last time I spoke with her, and it was very brief, it was at the RTR last January. She was talking to someone that she was filming, and I didn't see she was filming because I came around the other side of the vehicle. And then when I saw she was filming, I said, oh, excuse me, I'll come back because I was going to talk to that person. That's the last time I spoke with her. And, I think we just kind of said hello, or I don't even remember if we said hello. But that was in January. And in the comment, if you notice, it said, I think it said I spoke with Carol yesterday. What? Furthermore, I don't even know Kira Van Carolyn. I mean, I've spoken to Kira Van Carolyn once. That was at an RTR about maybe 7 years ago. And she was on like a dune buggy or something. She passed by. She stopped for a minute. She was with someone else. And I said hi. She said hi. I mean, I think we exchanged a few words where I told her I was a peace officer. I mean, this was probably before I'd even started my channel. And that was it. That's the only contact I've ever had with her. I don't really watch her channel because I don't watch that many channels other than doing research, unless it's, a person who's really a good friend of mine or something's happening that I need to see. So the fact that they said that let me know that, number one, it wasn't Linda, because first of all, Linda's not a dumb person. And she would realize if she said she just spoke with me and that was a lie, that she'd be called on it. So clearly, in my opinion, it's a person who apparently has some ought or some, I don't know, something against Kira Van Carolyn. For what reason, I don't know. Has something against Linda, or maybe tried to use her name for clout, and then dragged me in to get additional clout. I'm not that large a channel, so I don't know how I could give any clout. But I go back to my original point, and that is that you really have to have a tough skin to be a YouTube content creator. People will apparently not only say false things about you, but they'll even take over your channel and say them. I heard recently that something happened with another channel that people got in and were putting all kinds of things on their channel. But I just want to clear the record, because when I went in, I got curious after I saw that, and I went in and I read some of the comments. No one made any comments about me, but they were destroying Linda and saying terrible things about her, which I believe were totally unwarranted, as I truly believe someone had made some kind of thing and used her picture to do so. Now, when I initially saw it, I was piping mad. I was pissed. But then, a strange thing happened. And all I can say is it had to be the Holy Spirit, because I've really been seeking God to help me to be the best person that I can be. I mean, really in a much more deep way recently. And it's like, I say it's the Holy Spirit because otherwise I probably would have done something or handled it differently. But it's like something came into my spirit and said, whoever's doing this, they're a person who feels insignificant. They're a person who probably doesn't have anyone who cares about them, who probably doesn't feel they're important. Now, I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist, but that's what came to me. And I think it was through the Holy Spirit. And it said, you know what? This is a person to feel sorry for, not to be enraged at. Although I'm not saying that I excuse their conduct, I'm still not pleased about it. But it hit me so strong that for someone to have to use someone else's name to say something that they don't feel like anyone will listen if they say it and the comment is attributed to them. That's sad. That's really sad. And, I honestly prayed for this person. And trust you me, I have not reached a point where I typically pray for people who do bad things to me or people I care about. But this time, the conviction was so strong on me. This person needs prayer. They are a suffering person who feels worthless. And this is how they gain some measure of importance, which is really kind of weird because you're not really gaining any importance because no one still knows who you are because you're impersonating other people. But you know what? Who said that mental health issues make sense? You know? But that is my experience, my most recent experience, although this happened a couple of months ago, and I'm just finding out about it now. I did leave a comment on the video, but for some reason it disappeared. So I may or may not leave another comment on the video. I don't know, you know, but I wanted to clear it up. And also, I do believe, contrary to what that person was saying, I do believe that Carolyn from Caravan Carolyn does have MS. I don't think there's any question about that. And it's a very, very serious condition. So hopefully, you know, for anyone who knew about this, and again, this is going back 2 months ago, but I'm just finding out about it right now. So if you're going to start a YouTube channel, just make sure you have a tough skin and, you know, you let some stuff bounce off of you. Love each and every one of you. And hopefully tomorrow, I will put up the video that I plan to put up today, which is telling you where I'm planning to seek a permanent residency outside of the country and why. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.